Hey there, and welcome back to the Mystery Rift channel. I'm David Paulides, and we are out here on the North Fork of the Flathead River, tucked away in the Montana wilderness. The water level's down, a worrying sign, but the setting is still incredibly serene. It's an idyllic scene right now. But this beach will soon be bustling. My primary concern, however, is not the crowd or the low water. I have my head on a swivel because we are in deep bear territory. But today, we're not focusing on wildlife. We are diving into a major case update and confronting a startling truth: the missing 411 phenomenon. That bizarre pattern of disappearances is absolutely global. It has no borders. Before we cross oceans, I want to revisit a case that perfectly defines the impossible actions of a victim who was seemingly fleeing from an unseen terror. This is the tragic update on Jordan Nader. Jordan, just 25, vanished in October 2020 at Manning Provincial Park in British Columbia. His disappearance was strange from the beginning, happening right as a major snowstorm hit the area, erasing all conventional traces. The case was cold for months until a volunteer made a discovery on July 4th. Jordan's backpack, found 100 meters off a known trail. That separation of gear from the body is a classic 411 cluster point. The real horror came when search teams located his remains. He was found 9 kilometers up an impossibly steep, limited use drainage, miles away from his pack. His father said it was unbelievable, the sheer distance his son traveled trying to survive. But how does a young man in a full-blown panic travel that far, off trail, up a mountain, without his essential gear? It raises the terrifying question: what was chasing him? What force drove him to abandon his survival tools and push his body to its absolute breaking point? This is not typical survival behavior. Now, I'm going to share a powerful insight from the mailbag, a phenomenon that might explain this panic. It deals with the concept of an inner voice and the reality of an early warning system that most victims ignore. One longtime follower described how he converted to the Catholic Church and overcame significant personal challenges. He attributes part of his successful path to paying closer attention to his own instincts. He detailed a chilling experience in northwest Iowa where, late at night, his mind and body went on full alert. His large, powerful chocolate lab would stand frozen, hair on end, silent, staring into the tree line. Crucially, he noticed the sudden, profound silence of the environment. No insects, no chirps, nothing. This is a telltale sign, frequently reported in our cases. As if something is imposing an unnatural hush on the landscape. Then came the visual confirmation. He saw a black, shadow-like figure, like a cloaked human, move with impossible speed towards him. It vanished, and the sounds of the night immediately returned. The threat was gone. This is why I stress the inner voice. Your instincts and your animals are telling you that danger is present. Don't rationalize the profound silence of the woods. Don't ignore the dog's warning. It could be the difference between life and oblivion. This leads us to the terrifying question raised by the Aaron Hedges case in Montana. If a victim is running from something unseen, what are the options? The theory is that they are being controlled by a disembodied voice. Imagine you're alone in the wilderness and you hear a clear, foreign voice speaking in your head, guiding you. Are you experiencing psychosis? Or has an entity established a direct telepathic link? If you choose to flee, you might find yourself stripping clothes or veering violently off course, running toward water. These are desperate, irrational acts of a mind, completely overwhelmed by psychic terror. If you choose to comply, as Hedges may have done, the entity might lead you to drop your gear as an act of ritualistic abandonment. Perhaps you believe you cannot bring the thing that followed you back to civilization. The force, whatever it is, may not be physical. It may be exerting control through environmental manipulation, making the air thick, the light unnaturally dark, or imposing that terrifying silence. We must look beyond the purely physical explanation. Now, let's confront the global reach of this phenomenon. We have documented cases that perfectly mirror the missing 411 clusters, and they start in the mountains of Norway. This is the case of Ketil Wolvang, a 2-year-old elite athlete and physical therapist who disappeared in Kirkenes, Norway, in 1993. His brother was an Olympic champion, and Ketil himself knew those mountains like his own backyard. After a presentation, Ketil was dropped off to run cross-country home, a route he knew intimately. When he didn't arrive, a massive search was launched. His brother, the Olympian, insisted, "There is no way my brother got lost. There's no way." 7 months later, his remains were found 5 miles off track in a very shallow lake, in water, far from where he should have been. A highly competent, highly conditioned person, lost in familiar territory, ending up in water. The rational mind struggles to reconcile this. How does a man who knows every rock and every trail get lost in this specific fatal manner? It suggests an unseen intervention, an act of being relocated by something beyond human control. Our second international example takes us to Madrid, Spain, and the case of Austin Bice, a two-year-old, 6'5", 230-pound athlete and student. He disappeared in the middle of a bustling city in 2011. Austin was out with friends, denied entry to a bar, and then vanished. 10 days later, his body was found in the Manzanares River. This fits the pattern of missing college-aged males near water. But the circumstances are baffling. The river is surrounded by a 3-foot-high wall designed to prevent accidental falls. Austin was a highly skilled swimmer. He should not have drowned easily. And yet, in the middle of a major metropolitan area, 0 witnesses came forward. How does a man of that size get over a safety wall and into the water without a single person seeing the event unfold? It's the same witness vacuum we see in the deepest woods. The consistency is chilling, educated, athletic, found in water, alcohol present, and 0 accountability or witnesses. This phenomenon is a global predator, operating with impunity in both our most remote parks and our most crowded urban centers. We are looking at a force that can isolate a victim instantly, compelling them to violate all rules of survival and logic, whether it is an archaic intelligence manipulating the environment, or something far more esoteric. The rules of physics are clearly being violated. I cannot provide you with the solution, but I will always provide you with the facts and the patterns. The most vital defense you have is your own intuition, your own inner voice. So please, be safe, carry a personal locator beacon, never hike alone, and always pay attention to the silence. If that feeling of dread washes over you, or the insects fall quiet, listen to the warning. Thank you for being a part of the Mystery Rift Village. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more content and share this video. Until next time, be safe out there.